have got more interview candidates for the Chicago Bears head coaching position. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and talking about the fact that their newest request for the head coaching position is none other than Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll. Now, remember, they also submitted a request for the defensive coordinator in Leslie Frazier. I made a video about that. If you want to know, go check that video out. But now they're actually requesting to interview the guy that I wanted them to interview from Buffalo, who is offensive coordinator Brian Daboll. So Brian Daboll has been a very, very hot name in the Bears fan base for, I would say, the last year and a half, ever since we've been done with Matt Nagy. And the thing with Brian Daboll, why a lot of Bears fans like him, including myself, is because of his development with Josh Allen. Brian Daboll was hired exactly when Josh Allen was drafted, right? Let's talk about Daboll and kind of his timeline here, and then talk about his development with Josh Allen and his track record, right? Brian Daboll as a coordinator, how have his offenses looked, okay? So he, again, hired with the Buffalo Bills back in 2018. So he's been there about 4 seasons now. And he's been a longtime assistant coach and offensive coordinator. Before the Bills, he was an offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He was an offensive coordinator for the Dolphins, for the Browns. Okay? And he was an assistant coach with the Patriots, won a bunch of Super Bowls with them. So he has been in this league for a long time. He's not an old guy, not that old, but he's been in this league for a significantly long time. Now, let's talk about the Bills' tenure, right? 2018, Josh Allen gets drafted. Very raw prospect, folks. I'm telling you, if you don't remember Josh Allen's early years, he was very raw. I described him like a headless chicken just running around and not really knowing what to do. Brian Daboll and his offense have turned him into an elite quarterback in this league. Top 5 potentially at his position. So, the Bills' offense under Brian Daboll, year 1, 2018, number 30th, right? Poor offense. Josh Allen, first year, not a lot of development. Bills didn't have a lot of weapons. I get it, right? What you want to see is improvement. 2019, they went 23rd. So, again, slight improvement. You like to see that. Josh Allen, second year, progressing. You see the tools. Now you just got to kind of hone them in, sharpen them. Okay, you like that. 2020, big leap. This is where Josh Allen makes that leap to elite quarterback. Number 2 offense in the NFL. And when I talk about the offense, I'm talking about points per game. That's what matters, because that's where the Bears are poor. They don't score points. The Bills, number 30th in points per game in 2018, number 23rd in points per game in 2019, and then jump all the way to number 2 in points per game in 2020. And then this year they finished number 3 in points per game. So you made that jump and you stayed there, which you love to see. So 2 things, improvement and then consistency, staying at that spot. So I like Brian Daboll for these reasons, because the numbers show, again, he can coach an elite offense that puts up points. He's developed a quarterback. Again, I'm not giving all the credit to Brian Daboll, but I'm giving a lot of it to him. The offensive coordinator is going to obviously have the biggest part and say in the offense. He designed and schemed an offense to the strength of Josh Allen. Does Josh Allen drop back 40 times a game and just throw? No, he doesn't. They utilize his strengths and skills, and that is exciting to me, because we've got a guy who, again, we don't want him to drop back 40 times a game, 30 times a game in Justin Fields. Utilize his strengths. That is what Brian Daboll could do here. So I love Brian Daboll for those reasons. I think he would be a great hire. I'm not saying just, scrap everything and just hire Brian Daboll right now, but I do think, based off of what I've seen from Brian Daboll and his numbers and his development of quarterbacks, I think he should be a top candidate for the coaching position. Question that a lot of people would ask, Faiz, why hasn't he gotten a head coaching position if he's so good? Same reason Eric Bieniemy hasn't, right? It's unfair sometimes. You've got a nepotism at play in the NFL. People like to hire their guys, and it's all about opportunity. Sometimes good luck, bad luck. So with Brian Daboll, kind of reminds me of a Tom Thibodeau. Remember Tom Thibodeau before the Bulls hired him? He was a longtime assistant coach. He was with the Knicks, with a bunch of other teams, I think. With the Celtics, if I remember correctly. And he was elite on the defensive side. Elite. and you knew that Tibbs deserved a chance. He wasn't getting one. The Bulls took a chance on him, and obviously Tibbs, took us to our best winning season since the MJ era, right? Obviously, when Derrick Rose went down, that all went, to the waste. But Tibbs had a lot of success with the Bulls. Same thing here with Brian Daboll. Give him a shot. Let's see what happens here. I want experience in the GM category. With the GM, I don't want a new guy. I want experience. But with this, with the head coach, I don't mind it. A lot of people have concerns about Brian Daboll as a leader, as a guy that can command the locker room. Folks, we had a guy in Matt Nagy who could do that, right? Command the locker room, good leader, guys like playing for him. Doesn't really matter if your numbers don't show and you don't put up points and you don't win games. So to me, again, maybe he hasn't seen that, but you won't really know until you try. He's a guy I'm willing to take a gamble on. There's a lot of guys I'm not. Brian Daboll is one of them, just because of what he's proven to me and what he's shown in this league. So let me know what you guys think. I'm in for Brian Daboll. I like him. I would love to have him as the head coach here for the Bears, but again, depends on who we get as GM. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.